The Notaries Unsealed podcast is brought to you by the Notary Success System and Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions. Coming up on this episode.
Matter of fact, I think the whole neighborhood used to like seeing me get my butt whooped.
Damn.
My parents would tear me up.
Younger generation now, once you get older, there's gonna be technology that you don't know how to work.
You know, I think that younger notaries need to respect that.
Real smooth this time. We Notaries Unsealed. This my everyday life. Yeah. We Notaries Unsealed. Every day I hustle out here living it right. Let's go. We Notaries Unsealed. Put the stamp down and stop in front of the mic. Here we go. Took the game over. We home now. We soldiers. Griff, Mathurin and Q, the podcast. You can't hold us. Y'all heard the word. Y'all heard the word. Griff, Mathurin
What's
and Q,
going on,
we are
Notary
the
World?
first.
Welcome back to Notaries Unsealed. I'm your host, Quentin Smith, and I'm here with my co-host, Uncle Griffin Mathurin. Say what's going on to the people, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, party people? This your man Griff, just chilling and enjoying life as always.
Hey, what's going on, folks? This is your 5-star notary general here in Massachusetts.
Mr. 5-Star.
What's
What's up, Matthew, man? How's your week been, man?
Man, the week's been good, man. Just maintaining. I know we're recording today, but staying busy. I've been doing a lot of reading, research on some different projects that I'm currently working on, and as I told you guys the other day, that we was able to get something contracted for real estate. So we just keeping a positive mindset and trying to get to the closing table.
Big up for the homie Matthew, man. That's a big contract too. It looks like you're gonna be able to move that thing and make some money off of it.
Yeah, that's the goal. I always tell people it's not over until we at the closing table.
Yeah.
So who you gonna have for your notary?
That I haven't figured it out yet, but if I
taking applications now.
I'm sure there's a pandemic notary out there just chomping at the bit, waiting to get paid $600 to do a closing for you.
Yeah, nah, that's not happening. If I do need a notary, I know a couple of people that I know that's been doing this for at least the past 4 or 5 years, so I'll definitely be reaching out to them.
What? You ain't gonna give one of these little new kids a chance?
Look, man, I do not have time to have one piece of document to be ruined. Look, I already did search on the title. I already look into like probate situation, everything else like that. The last thing I need is a notary that don't know what they doing.
Wow.
To put the wrong venue on
Man,
no
you can
document.
put some pressure on them. Nah, man, you just tell them, say, look, I'm going to pay you $600 to do this closing. But for every mistake that you make, I'm taking $50 off.
Oh, man, 50. I was thinking about it. If you make one mistake, I just waive the fee.
Oh, you know what? I'm coming to play then. Let's go. How long it take to get a commission up in Massachusetts?
Sure, at least I want to say a good 4 to 5 months.
No, we ain't got time for that.
No, you don't.
Wow.
You don't.
I mean, you would have got Q to notary, but you don't get to have that experience. I'm sorry.
No, we just do it Ron, man. I get you. I just get you covered on Ron, man.
Hey, that sounds.
Ooh.
That's a possibility. But until then, I'm just letting the attorney up here just handle their stuff.
Hey, I don't know, because Doc Verify is kind of expensive. I mean, we may be able to work something out, Cyberize it or something like that. Might be a little bit cheaper, but whatever. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, you come to me, man. It's going to be $750.
Oh,
$750. $750.
Jeez.
Griff, what's up, man? How's your week been?
Oh, man, this week is good, man. Last Friday, I did the book giveaway, ET's book, UOU. And so everybody, the people who gave me the address, all of them got their books. They got them on Monday and everything. So I immediately ordered them, got those shipped out. 13 signings this week right now. I'm thinking I might just have to cap it at that because I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a while since I've been, pushing, doing that many. Normally I was, at one time I was doing, like 18 a week. And it's amazing how you sort of get a little lazy when things slow down. And then when it ramps back up, you got to get back into the groove of things.
You got a little hesitation there.
Yep.
Huh?
So there's a little hesitation.
Yeah.
It's like a steamroller. It's like that slow locomotion. Like
I know, man.
Gotta get that thing going again.
Getting too comfortable.
The week before, man, that thing last week was with like 9 signings, and it felt like it was 15, 20 of them.
Jeez.
And then this week it's 13, and it feels like it's a whole lot more. But but you know what? There's still a lot of orders coming in, but it's a lot of cancellations too. That's one of the things I've been seeing a lot. Yeah, in my area, there's been a lot of cancellation. Matter of fact, the one I called to confirm today, the lady was like, "Oh, nah, the real estate agent said she's trying to push the closing to next week." I'm like, "Well, I'm supposed to meet with y'all, I think tomorrow."
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm supposed to meet with them tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
That's
And they like, "Nah, it's gonna be next week." And I'm like, "Okay, nobody told me."
Miscommunication, just like we talked about in the last podcast. You know, you have to be willing to communicate throughout the entire process. You know, I'm glad you called them, though. I'm glad you called and I end up going there.
Yeah. And, then I told the signing company, what was going on. And then they sent a note out to all the people. Haven't heard anything back. Matter of fact, somebody, I called one guy. He was like, "I don't need you to come out here." I was like, "Well, sir, they told me to come out there to you." "I don't need you to come out here." I was like, "Okay, I won't." He said, "Besides, I got my own notary." I told the signing company, never heard anything else about it. I was like,
"Alrighty then."
It just went ghost. I was like, "Okay then."
Got his own
That's
notary.
interesting.
Yeah, he probably have his kids acting as a notary for him. Never know nowadays.
Yeah, that's more than likely somebody from the church or at the somewhere he knows, and they doing this. So I was like, "No problem, sir." But yeah, I've been getting a lot of that lately. One lady, her husband or ex-husband or soon to be ex, he didn't want to sign the paperwork, and he's been pulling messing everybody around for over a week, and it got to a point where I was like, I got to pull out of it. So I can't do it no more. I was like, What's your week been like, man? Q?
So my week has been very interesting. So I've seen an uptick in alerts coming in for orders with a decrease in pay amount, which luckily a lot of the alerts that I have seen coming in, they are conflicting with my general notary business. So I don't really care. The general notary work is working for me. As everybody knows, I stress the importance of marketing your business and marketing yourself out in your community. That is paying dividends for me because a lot of these new alerts that are coming in, the dollar amount's just not there. It's just that it seems to continually be decreasing. And I'm very thankful that I put in the work that I've already put in.
That's good. Yeah.
Man, that's how you know. That's how you know your business is thriving, where you're not worrying about too much of those loan signing and notification. Because general notary work, I keep telling folks, you can make just as much money doing general notary work as loan signing, and you get paid in the spot. You literally get paid before or after the appointment. So there's no net 30. Or net 90 or net 60.
Well, it is, man. It's a net 30 seconds.
Well, actually, this evening, you're right. It was net 30 seconds. So this evening, I did a signing. The guy called me. He found me on Thumbtack. I reached back out to him. He got the papers this morning from the title company. I charged him $150.
Nice.
And then the signing didn't happen until 6:00 in the evening, so it was after overnight drop off. So I said, "Hey, I can take these for you in the morning. That way it's there." Because he runs a little mushroom farm out here in Kennett Square. Kennett Square is that's what they're famous for. They supply. I think it's like 80% of the nation's mushrooms that you see in stores.
Okay.
So he owns a mushroom farm, and he was kind of worried about how he was going to get the FedEx package there. So I offered it, I said, "Hey, I can take care of that for you in the morning. Don't worry about it, free of charge." So then when he went to go pay me in cash, he gave me $200. He was like, "Hey, that's for, getting here on time, taking care of this, and making sure these documents get there, and a little something extra on top. I was like,
Yeah.
$200.
So you mean to tell me that Thumbtack works? Because there's a lot of people out there that a little hesitant regarding Thumbtack. So how much
Here's
that
the thing
lead
about-
costs you?
$6.90.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what I would tell people about Thumbtack, and I would tell anybody that's in the Chester County, Pennsylvania area, if you're going to swim in these waters, you got to be a shark. You know, I respond back to my alerts within probably about a minute, and I call them within 3. So if you're not beating me to the punch, you're not getting it done, because I guarantee you if I talk to them, it's a wrap. I'm closing probably about 96% of my people that reach out to me.
Nice. So
you got to be a shark. That's the thing about Thumbtack. If you're gonna go on there, you know, you have to realize as soon as you get alerted, your bank account just got hit too. So you need to act with the quickness and make that a priority to lock that appointment in. Don't wait 2 hours. Don't wait 3 hours. Don't wait a day. Get it right then. Get that money. It's there for you. You know, because what they say, and I continue to hear it from customers. Well, I called this notary, but I didn't hear back from them.
Right.
yeah, that's true.
People are calling. Nobody's answering. Guess what? I am.
That's it.
Yeah.
You pay $6 for a lead, you make $200. That's pretty damn good if you ask me.
Hey, I'm happy. I mean, on top of the other 2 appointments I had today from Thumbtack, that was my 3rd one from Thumbtack.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I probably have to revisit the Thumbtack. Because sometimes, I got to revisit that one. But for me, I've just been getting a lot of work with the signing companies here. I'm talking about, I'll put it this way. I've done about 40. I'm booked for 40 signings this month so far, and I'm probably money-wise at 4,500, which is good because see, that's one of the ways I measure it. Because if I did 40 and I got 4,000, that means I'm doing $100 per signing on average.
Right.
But if I'm at 40 signings and my revenue is over 4,000, then that means my per signing revenue is higher. You know. And
Correct.
that's how I've decided to go full time. And I'm like, okay, I know some of them are going to be higher. And lately, I mean, shoot, they all been higher. I mean, they just been 125, 115, 135, 150. You know, it's just like, it's there in my area. So I just been eating it up. But then at the same time, I've been taking those 50. I've been taking those 55. I did a $55 loan application. So
you did what?
If I ain't
$55,
say again,
$55. You actually leaving your house for $55? Oh my god!
I know,
Hold
man.
on. Can we put this into context though? Because I think this conversation happens so often, but it's not really put into context. There's not additional information isn't included in this, and I think that that's what's kind of missing from this. I don't leave my house for this much of this. $55 for an application. How far did you travel?
Where did I have to go? Shoot. Daggone, you know what? I'll be ripping around. I'll be forgetting where I'm going at, man. It wasn't that far. Honestly, it wasn't that far. And the amount of time that I had to spend with the guy was very, very minimum. Yeah, I'm looking now. It wasn't that far. Going to his house probably was about a 17-minute drive.
Yeah, see, I
17
think that's the
minutes.
part of the conversation that gets left out of this. And you always hear people say, I'm not leaving my house for, well, at what distance is somebody asking you to make $55? Now, are you going to sit at home when you can drive, maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes down the road and make $55 in 15 minutes? Are you telling me that you're too good to do that?
No.
Yeah, and see, nah. And I mean, I had a good conversation with him and his wife. And matter of fact, that was the furthest trip I had to make because my second one from the house was 13 minutes, and then my last one was 6 minutes.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that at all.
Right, so I basically stayed pretty much close to the house today. and made good, decent money. And I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, and it was quiet. And see, it's really been quiet this week right now. So I'm like, okay, let me just go on and take whatever comes in. And I've done several HELOCs for 50. I've done the loan application for 55. And again, that's why I keep telling people, when you do that loan application, that's a great positive sign for your area that somebody's at least trying to apply for a loan, which means there's going to be a closing. And that's what you want if you're trying to stay, keep your business going. You want people to be applying. You need a notary to get there so they can get that thing submitted. And then hopefully you'll get called in for the closing for them. And even if I don't get picked for it, I at least did the legwork that'll open a door of opportunity for another notary to possibly make some money by getting called for that closing, if it goes all the way through. So, I mean, yeah, man, I've been rolling for 50, 55, whatever they throw at me. And if I got the time to do it, I've been doing it.
I really think that conversation needs to be elaborated on, and people need to stop making such broad statements talking about, well, I'm not leaving for $60. Well, if somebody in your neighborhood is asking you to come notarize a document for $60, are you telling me that you're not going to leave your house to go do that? Of course you are. It's silly. It's a silly argument that gets lost in context. And I think it should be stopped.
Yeah. And I mean, to me, the same thing of, let's just say you drive 35 minutes to go to the mall.
Yeah.
You got a favorite mall you want to go to, outlet or whatever. You go 35 minutes. That costs you gas, this, that, and the other. And then when you get there, you see $60 on the ground. You mean to tell me you ain't going to pick it up? Because for you to get to that mall costs you time, money, and effort. And when you see that $60, you're like, shoot, that just paid my gas to get back.
Pretty much.
That's how I look at this. The effort that I took to go do it gave me something back. And then one of the big things people keep forgetting, you can't take advantage of any tax deductions if you don't have any revenue.
That's
so
true.
you sitting on your couch and you talking about, I can't wait to tax time. What you ain't got no revenue.
You ain't got nothing to tax.
No, because you were too busy. Trying to wait for the 150 orders.
Yeah.
All right, so today's topic, what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about ageism. And I know that this is a conversation that is quietly being talked about amongst, I think, older people for the most part. But as a younger gentleman, and Mathurin being a younger gentleman as well, we've noticed some things within our generation and the generations below us that we don't really put enough value into our elders. And we're seeing that in the corporate world, we're seeing that in businesses, and we're seeing that in the family structure as well. So Mathurin, what was it like for you when it came to dealing with elders as you were a younger person?
Yeah, I feel like when I was growing up, first of all, I grew up in Haiti. So I grew up in a small town in Haiti, and the town that I was living in, everybody and their mama know who you were if you act up. So one of the things that that stood out for me was the fact that first of all, I grew up in Haiti. So I grew up in a small town in Haiti where it was very family orientated, and everybody in town knows who you were. So if you were out and about, you were acting up, you guarantee that somebody was gonna get back to your parent. And I feel like having that type of community, having that type of level of respect for your elders, that contribute to my upbringing, because now I know, okay, I cannot go down the street and act up without my parents knowing about it. Oh, we had a situation where certain people were allowed, and like if you see him acting up, you're allowed to get on his behind. Whether you're gonna pull his ears, whatever is necessary.
No, you're right,
of course,
man.
you can't do no bodily harm, but I feel like having.
Who said you can't do bodily harm?
Well, yeah. Well, no. Well, I guess nowadays they will say, "Oh, you are physically assaulting a child." But look, let me tell you what. I know every culture is different, and how you are disciplined, how you are brought up. I cannot say that one time where I was disciplined by my parents, I can't say that I didn't earn that type of discipline.
I feel you. Like, when I grew up, I was raised by like a tribe, right? I had a single mom, and then there's a group of families that kind of bonded together, and we did everything together, right? So there was, like 5 men and, 6 or 7 females, and everybody had kids and everything else, right? So as I was growing up, I was taught community beatings were acceptable. It didn't really matter who it was. If they were part of the family, if there was an issue and they caught you, you had to deal with it from whoever caught it.
Yep.
And then if any of the other families, just because you are a part of the family, if any of the other families felt like you were being not so pleasant, or being as a child is at times, they would handle that themselves all the way until I got back to my mom. And by the time I got back to my mom, she almost felt bad for me. She was like, "You done went through this uncle, this aunt done tore the back of your head up,"
yep.
and everything.
Exactly. But you know what, that kind of shows you that, the saying that they say as well, it takes a village. So, and I guarantee you, knowing that you cannot step out of your home to act a fool without somebody reporting it back to your parent, that kind of, make you think twice of, getting into some situation where okay, if my mom find out, I'm getting my behind thrown up.
Right. Oh, they used to love telling my mom and dad, because the kids used to love seeing me get a whooping. So, matter of fact, I think the whole neighborhood used to like seeing me get my butt whipped.
Damn.
My parents would tear me up.
They put you on display Joe Jackson style. Get the switch, boy.
Mm-hmm. My mom would grab a water hose in a heartbeat. I'm like, she always found a cut up water hose to put on me. I'm like, where you get this cut up water hose at?
She just got it laying around somewhere.
Always. And it was always one of them orange ones, nice and thick one. I'm like,
No, but you want to know something that's funny about that, though? It taught me to respect elders, because not only was I disciplined, but they would teach me why I was being disciplined.
Yeah.
They would explain to me, the whole, this is hurting me more than it's hurting you. It's hurting. And now that I'm older and I'm a parent, I don't beat my kids. I don't have to. I don't have that type of relationship with them. They listen. I got eyes that speak, man. My eyes, they'll cut right through your soul. So if I look at them and they see the look, they're like, "Daddy's crazy." I'm not testing them.
Not today.
But so as they were beating you, they would explain to you, exactly what you did wrong. And now I understand why they used to say, this hurts me more than it hurts you, because the fact that you're not behaving the way that you're supposed to is a direct reflection on them. Right. And now it's hurting them, because ultimately they know that, hey, I have to act on this and I have to react on this. Mm-hmm. But I probably could have done a better job than this. Yeah. Like, if I have to react this way, like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I mean, you gotta, yeah. Cause I feel that way too. Cause it's like, okay, you try to find a different angle to communicate and get the message across, especially to the kids. And then even as an adult with people who might be younger than you in business or younger than you in age, mm-hmm. You're trying to find a way to communicate to them that this is serious. Right. This is serious and you need to focus on this. Not that the other things don't matter, but you can't exclude the stuff that you don't feel like doing. Like learning how to properly notarize. That is, little simple things like that. Showing up on time, answering your phone, like Mathurin said earlier. So it's sometimes hard to get them, and then going in with the ageism, like I'm experiencing it now, because a lot of people come at me like, "Oh, well, you just old man Griff, don't want nobody touching your grass and stuff." And I'm like, Okay, yeah, don't touch my grass. You can walk around. You can walk around it and still do what you need to do for your business. But you know, you can't come across and start messing with my stuff and don't expect somebody to say something, or don't think that you are, as I always use the term Michael Jackson, the PYT, the pretty young thing, and the handsome guy, that the baby face guy. Well, that's cool now, but you're going to be my age one day.
Yep.
And how you respect me is going to determine how others respect you. And that's what I learned in life, and there's always going to be a few people that might disrespect you. But, I'm seeing across the board that ageism, it's like, I'm on TikTok, so because I'm on TikTok and you're not, that makes me cool and you're obsolete. And it's like, nah, because I told my sons, I said, if you think about it, when you look at life and you're in your 20s, the people who you're going to actually be working for are people my age. Yep. There's nobody, I mean, and the billionaires and all those people who are actually your age, that's you probably will never work for them. The average person you're going to work for is going to be your parents' age. And if you learn how to respect them, then you learn how to respect your parents. You'll be able to deal with anybody else that's your parents' age and that you come across.
Yeah, ultimately, I think that there's just a very large lack of respect universally right now for our older generations. I think that a lot of times we feel that since we're younger, we've got all this technology, and this technology means that we're smarter and we can do things a lot quicker and easier, which at times may be true. Yeah. But I think that we lose respect for our elders for not being able to do those things, and since they can't, I think for a lot of the younger generations, it's just like, oh, well, we're just better. Get out the way.
Yeah, which I don't agree with, because if you really think about it, right? So the younger generation now, once you get older, there's got to be new technology that you don't know how to work.
Right. I still struggle with Instagram, yo. I'm 30. I'm a tech guy. I'm 37. I still struggle with Instagram.
Technology is forever changing. So if you are using the fact that an older person today does not know how to work, social media, and then just think about 20, 30 years from now when you're 60 or 70, new technology comes about. You don't know how to operate within the new system. Guess what? The younger generation that didn't get brought up to respect the elders, they're not going to respect you. They're gonna think the same way that you was thinking it back in your younger days. And then the first thing you're gonna be like, oh, these young folks ain't got no respect for no elders.
Right. Yeah. But and to me, what I've learned is that the magic age really, as a gentleman told me, he said, man, when you hit 30 as a man, when you hit 30, your mind changes. And certain things that you thought was important is no longer important. And then he said, when you hit 40, your willingness to put up with certain things goes way down. And when you hit 50, he said, game over. He's like, once you hit 50 and especially 60, you're just not willing to put up with it. And what I've learned and noticed is that people who are, when they hit 40, really, when they're 36 to 39, that's the transition year where they're trying to figure out, am I still going to act like I was acting when I was 35 and younger? Or am I going to mature? Because once I hit 40, that's a whole nother category. And I'm getting closer to retirement age and everything. So that 36 to 39 is real key. And then when they hit 40, they might feel cool about themselves, but everybody looks at you different when you hit 40, walking around with your Iverson jersey on and this, that, and the other at 40 years old. They might be like dapping you up, but they really like, okay, man, you're a little whack. You need to act like a 40-year-old and all of that kind of stuff.
No, yeah. You're right, man. I will give a solid no. Now that I'm 37. I will never behave the way that I did when I was 30, 35. Like, things did change. That transition is real. It did happen, Mathurin. It's coming. It's beautiful. Solitude is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Hold on, Q, you say you're 37, man?
I'm 37,
man, bro. Look, you look way younger than that, man.
I know. I love it, man. I got some good genes, bro. I'm happy about it. I will not shy away from that compliment.
Oh man, that's good. That's good stuff, fellas.
Oh yeah. But yeah, once you hit that age, I mean, you have a decision to make. I mean, and that was the same thing for me. I had to make a decision. Okay, what is important? What are my goals? What am I trying to accomplish? And I got to be able to, if I can still act like I'm 20 some years old and make the money that I need to make to take care of the family, okay, cool. But I realized that, you know what? Do I still want to do those things like I was back when I was in my 20s and this, that, and the other? And to be honest, the answer was no. We're supposed to grow and progress and move forward, but too many people are trying to hold on to yesteryear, to their college years and all of that kind of stuff and what they did back then.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Keeping it a buck. You know what I mean? Keeping it a buck. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm happy. I'm glad that I'm the age that I am. I'm embracing it. And I think I put forth a lot of effort to try to learn things so that I can share with other people to help them move forward and grow so that when they get my age, boom. And that's why I say even the stuff that I do on my YouTube channel, it's really for legacy so that in the next 3 to 5 years, when this market changes and it starts being another refinance boom again, there'll be information out there that people can rely on and lean on and be like, you know what? Man, Griff was talking to this here back in 2020, 21, 22, and these same cats are coming with that crap again in 2024, 25, and 26. And now I'm better prepared to not get taken. So in other words, it's cyclical. So that's where you just got to put out good, solid information.
Absolutely.
Regardless of whether people think you crazy or whatever, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, Griff. Griff's about to be the grandfather of loan signing in 20 years. When you're watching those old school YouTube channels, it's gonna be a classic.
But let's be honest. The people that are at I don't want to say the top of the chain, but the most notable people in the notary business, they are older. Right? Because they've been around for a long time and they've done things a certain way that didn't require all of this technology. And guess what? Throughout the country, we know who they are. Right? And I think
agree.
I think that younger notaries need to respect that. Right? Because they didn't have to get on TikTok. They didn't have to trend.
Mm-hmm.
They did what needed to be done and got to a point where everybody knows them in the entire country. How did they do that? By having integrity and doing the job the right way.
Right. Yeah, just following solid principles. There's solid principles in everything that you have to do. And if you follow those things, then you're good to go. I mean, you just have to do it. And if you're unwilling to do the hard thing, which is actually called the right thing, then you're not going to be, you're going to be known, but you're not going to be known for what you want to be known for. You're going to be known for somebody who's not reliable. And that's the thing. You got to be known for that you are reliable. And if you can be known for that you're reliable, man, the opportunities open up for you, but you got to be reliable.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And just like you said, if you really think about it, the older notaries, they had to make this work without all this technology. So you're talking about being on the grind, like, these kids are saying nowadays, like the true hustle. They had to hustle their way up to the position that they are now. So that there was no TikTok, there's no trending, there was no Facebook. They had to put in the work, the groundwork. Now they are at a position where they can reap the benefits.
No, you're right. And, it doesn't take all of those things to have a successful business. And I think that we try to modernize business so much that we forget that business has existed since time has existed. You know what I mean? In some shape or form, there's always been some type of business. Whether, and these people didn't do it by being popular. They did it by providing a good service.
Correct.
And from providing good service, people spoke about that service. And there's that word of mouth, right? So it wasn't about how funny it was in that video. It was, I got exactly what I needed and I got results.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because somebody always going to have something to say about you. You just need to make sure that something is positive and reliable.
Yeah.
You're right about
Absolutely. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
The Notary Success System is the notary industry leading face-to-face loan closing training on the market. You are actually conducting a mock loan closing with a full set of loan closing documents. At the end of the training, you will have the confidence to conduct any loan closing you are assigned. Go to notarysuccesssystem.com and choose your date and time. Peace.
Do you need a little help advertising your notary business? Captivated Notary Marketing Solutions helps you better build your business locally. It's the only service we offer. Created by founder Quentin Smith to assist other notaries be successful. We offer affordable solutions like unique custom logos, premium digital ads, and multiple options to help you build your social media presence. Visit us online at www.captivatednotaryms.com. Subscribe today and get captivated.
So here on the second half of the Notaries Unsealed, we're actually going to do something different than what we usually do. Usually when we come off from the break, we go on to a brand new topic, but not today. We're going to go back to talking about ageism because we've got our most senior member here, most senior of the most, Griff here. Griff, you know, Mathurin and I, we respect... We have so much respect for you. I think you already know that. You know, we both appreciate everything that you've done for this industry. You've helped the both of us out a ton. But that hasn't been the case for everything. And there's been some issues and words have been exchanged and perceptions and stuff has been put out there. And I'm sure not just here in the notary world, but can you tell us a little bit about what you experience as one of the most senior your members?
Yeah. And just so to clarify for the audience, it's not words being exchanged between us three, but it's with other people and stuff.
Right.
And see, to take it back a step, from the time I got into the business 4 years ago, when I was just about 51, I noticed a little bit of ageism when I would go to some title companies because they would look at me with my gray and my beard, older gentlemen. They're like, nah, we good. They're looking for ladies. They were looking for young ladies and stuff. And I was like, okay, fine. So to be honest, that drove me to the signing companies because with the signing companies, they really don't care how old you are. They just care about, can you do the job and will you do the job correctly? And if you do make a mistake, you'll get back with them or, you'll go out there and fix it and all of that. So I was like, okay, all they cared about was results. And I realized if I can work with a company that wants me and just cares about me giving them the right results, then I can work with them when there's no problem. So even my direct clients, all of them, they just care about results. They don't care about me coming into the office and sitting around the water cooler and doing all of this talking about my, what happened last night and last week and vacation time like a W-2. They don't care about that. They treat me like I am 1099. They're like, hey, here's the job. Can you go get it done? Yes, I can. Go handle it. Bring it back. We good. And that's how I like to work. And even with some signing companies who I can tell they're younger in their age and they're trying to establish themselves. And sometimes people when they're trying to establish themselves, young people, they got to take down the older people. They got to sort of sometimes put the older people in check. And unfortunately, most people probably figured out that I'm not the easiest one to put in check. I mean, now, if I'm wrong, I admit that I'm wrong. And I've come on YouTube and apologized for different things, stuff that I might have misunderstood and all of that. So I don't have a problem correcting myself or being corrected and all of that. But, it's like, okay, what needs to get done? Let me go do it. Trust me to go do it rather than trying to dictate to me on what to do. And that's where the biggest problem sometimes comes in at. So, I mean, I've seen ageism even when I'm at the table with the signers. They're looking at me like, oh, wow, you're really organized, or you very articulate, or, oh, wow, so you really can handle all this workload. And I mean, people even ask like, man, how are you up doing all of the work that you're doing? I said, yeah, I'm 50 some years old, but I'm not old and decrepit. I mean, I still got energy in me and can move and do what I need to do. I mean, once you set a goal, it's like, let me go do it. And,
right.
And that's why I say, even with just the way I come across sometimes, even on YouTube, I'm coming across not from the standpoint of trying to get people to necessarily like me, but to hear what I'm saying. And if what I'm saying is true about what we need to do as an individual business owner for this business so our business can grow, then you gotta either you're going to accept it or reject it. And if you reject it, then tell me what I did wrong so that I can make the necessary adjustment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and we're lucky in the industry that we're in that there are clear set lines of right and wrong. So, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room there. So what I would think is that, with age comes experience, and being a young male in this industry, there is an overwhelming majority of older folks in this business. And I can understand how, a modern title company could possibly want somebody younger to kind of fit an image that they're trying to portray to the community. But with age comes a lot of wisdom, especially when it comes to the notary business. You don't really meet a lot of older notaries. I don't know if I'm sorry, you don't really meet a lot of younger notaries. Even when you look at social media, the majority of the notaries that are on there or that at least I see are middle-aged, mid-30s and up, starting to go up in age.
Right.
We're not really seeing a majority of younger notaries, which, I definitely welcome younger notaries, but I would think that with age, that would be a benefit for us.
Yeah, I agree, because one of the things that I'm seeing is that people are coming into the business and they're trying to create a new way to do the established functions of the business. It's like, well, no, this is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna put a new spin on it, y'all. Like the Kurt Franklin and the family. Yeah, we're gonna take we're gonna take some some DMX and we're gonna throw it in there. With Jesus love me, this I know.
Hey, wait, can we stop for a second? Hold on. Get on Kirk Franklin. Do you think that Kirk Franklin kind of stole his whole thing from MC Hammer? I'm just saying, think about it. Just think about the shows he was doing. Think about the come on now.
Yeah.
Anyway, get back to it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that, it's like people are coming into the business and they're seeing, the people who've been in 10, 15, 20 years. And they're like, well, nah, they're old. They're trying to tell us that we're aged out. I mean, I only been in it 4.5, and they telling me I'm aged out. So I'm like, if I'm aged out, then that means anybody that's been in it from my time on up, we might as well just go on and retire and then just leave it to y'all. But the thing is, everybody's trying to find some kind of twist to put on what is already established. And the thing is, the states have established how notary's supposed to work. And we're trying to implement something. We're trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And that's not going to work. So I'm like, just trust the process. Get good at it. And any business person, especially like Mark Cuban and all of them, they'll tell you, get good at what you're supposed to do first. And then expand it and grow. And that's where the Bill Sorokas, the Laura Brewers, and so forth and so on, how they're growing, what they're doing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting good at what I'm supposed to do and then finding ways to expand out. A lot of people, a lot of young folk, and I'm talking about young for as age, and young being maybe my age, but this is your first time doing a business. You're new at doing a business. You're young as a business owner. You're trying to just come in and like, let me just make it brand new. And that's going to make me popular and pop and get the likes and this, that, and the other. And it's not about that. It's about being solid, because you have to establish trust with these companies. That's why a lot of these new signing companies are having a fit. They're having they don't want to admit it. And I wish they would, but they're struggling dealing with these newfangled notaries versus someone who's like myself and is like, hey, what do you need done? I got you covered. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make it happen for you. Just tell me what I need to do, what you feel, and then let's roll with it and let's work together instead of you trying to control me. Absolutely. Work with me. And that's, if we can get to that point, then we're good. But everybody's trying to find a way to get people underneath them and say that I got all of these people following me, and that means that I have value and that I'm somebody of worth. And that's not necessarily the case. What do you think, Mathurin?
Unless you are a true leader and you have the credentials or you are able to teach people, that's mean you're just a scammer, especially nowadays. A lot of people are bringing in, these affiliate program with 10-day so-called notary courses, not to really teach people how to notarize documents. They just want them to join their team or their supposed team just so they can make money off of them. And, I'm glad that one of the stuff that you mentioned, Griff, folks out here trying to reinvent the wheel. There is no need to reinvent the wheel. Just keep on working. Just understand what needs to be done, and just do your part.
You got in this business because the wheel was already moving. Why are you coming into the wheel moving and thinking that you're going to change the wheel?
They feel like they have something different to bring. So I'm not saying everyone's not special or not unique on their own ways, but the basic.
Except for Notaries Unsealed.
Yeah, we just different.
Yeah. Well, like Syndrome said on The Incredibles, his whole thing was, I'm going to make sure everybody has a superpower, so then nobody's nobody's special. And that was the thing. It was like, if everybody's acting the same, then it's like, okay, special. And some people, it's not that you're not special. You're just, you're picking the wrong time to try to be special sometimes. You're trying to be special and you haven't even gotten yourself established in anything. And the crazy part is, in our W-2 world, 98% of what we act, the way people are acting in the notary business, they would not dare act that way in their W-2.
Oh, never.
They would not.
Never.
None of the stuff that they're doing, they would never. I mean, that's why I always used to say, for all of these people who used to be a front desk receptionist, used to be a file clerk or a secretary, none of these same people got YouTube channels talking about how to be a secretary, front desk receptionist, or project manager or anything. But they become a notary, and within microseconds, it's, well, you older notaries, y'all need to get out the way. Let me tell y'all how it's done. Let me teach you newer notaries that's newer than me how it's done. And I'm like, but when you go and look at your life, you never taught anybody anything in your whole life. Barely even taught your kids. I know that's going to cause some people to be mad at me, but you probably ain't even teaching your kids what to do that's right. And then you're going to come and be a notary, and then all of a sudden, now you want to educate all of these people across the country who you don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. I'm like, okay, come on, let's look at your family. Your husband, your wife, and the other people in your family ain't listening to you, but then you want to hop up here and like, I'm going to start me a training academy. I'm going to start me this, and you need to follow me and pay me for mentorship. And your own family don't want to be mentored by you. Your dog don't even want to be mentored by you. I know I just got us all in trouble, but I'll just say, I'll be back. Come on now.
Go ahead. We're 6 episodes in. We about to piss somebody off anyway. Come on.
I'm just saying, I mean, when you really, really think about it, there are people out here that they're trying to do stuff and they're trying to prove that they have some kind of worth and value because in other areas of their life, people don't respect them. And therefore, they're like, okay, well, I'm going to be a notary. And all of these fresh-minded people, oh, wow, I figured out how to do such and such. But then at the same time as my core is, none of these same people, they can't teach you how to notarize your way out of a daggone paper bag, but they can tell you how to do everything else. But they can't teach you how to notarize nothing. And they back away from that. And that's what I'm saying. If you're afraid of the core thing of a business opportunity, if you're afraid of the core thing of trying to understand what the person's supposed to do as the core, but you're worried about all the aesthetics, then what good are you as an instructor, teacher, mentor, or coach when you can't teach a person the basics? I mean, we got football season going on right now. Many camp, they were teaching them the core.
Philadelphia Eagles, by the way. Jalen Hurts played out of his mind last night. Yeah,
and nobody ain't looking at that daggone Mark Fake Wahlberg movie.
Ain't nobody talking about Mark Wahlberg. We talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you for that segue to just mention my Philadelphia Eagles. And shout out to Gannon because the Cowboys suck. Anyway, keep going, girl.
But yeah, my thing is, there's some fundamental things that has to be taught with everybody for each and every football season, basketball season, baseball season. They don't just mark. I mean, there's so much that has to be done. There's a foundation. And too many people, irregardless of the business that you're running, you don't have the proper foundation yourself, but yet you want to teach people. And that's why I say people teach what they're strong in. Right. And you say, well, how all of this goes into with ageism? Well, if you don't know how, when you are weak in an area and somebody who's older than you comes along that can possibly help you out, and you have issues in your life with older people, with the older people in your family and all of that, and you can't respect them, how are you going to respect me when I'm coming and giving you wisdom just like they was giving you wisdom? And what are you going to do? You're going to do everything you can to push me off in a way and discredit me or belittle me, or to make me feel like I'm not worth anything, which is going you really good if you can make me feel like I ain't worth anything, because that's that takes a lot. That ain't gonna never work. You can't crack this here. I'm marble, steel, and quartz and every daggone thing else all tied into one.
Never. That ain't happening. I think
that ain't happening. But I mean, people get into that defensive mode of trying to like, okay, well, I'm going to push you off and I'm going to act up and I'm going to treat you bad and I'm going to make you look bad. And matter of fact, I'm going to get other people to believe that you're a bad person too, so that nobody will listen to you and you'll just listen to me. That's what's going on, y'all. That's what's going on.
I've never done that in the notary world. I've never seen that before.
Take an oath. You gotta be respectful at all time, right?
There has to be integrity, right? There has to be integrity. No, that's never happened. Griff.
They forgot all about that part.
Griff,
they forgot all about that.
I think you have dementia, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this happening.
You tell us stories right now.
It might be time for your nap.
You talking about naps? You over there with your damn Mimi blankie on?
I was here mathing up here in a daggone onesie. What's that? Right. With the daggone onesie with the feet in it and everything.
The footsies on, yeah. Don't even try to say that you don't have some.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out who was it. Yeah, somebody was just sending me a message asking me who I'm, asking me, hey, is this Mr. Griffin? I'm like, okay, please identify yourself fully. I was like, I'm not telling you, yay, this is me. I'm like, I don't know what you got going on.
Or you can answer. You could call him and just act like Samuel L. Jackson. What you want, my? Just start yelling at him.
Yeah. I know who this is. Okay. I know who this is. I know who this is now. This is okay. This is a person that I got a closing with tomorrow at 6. Okay, got it. Okay.
Hey, real quick, can we give a shout out to a couple people?
Sure.
I think. it's time for us to give a shout out to some people. We've had some great support on Instagram and Facebook. One of the people that I wanted to shout out was she listens, Miss Notary of the Year from the NNA, Samantha Smith. She's been awesome. In supporting the Notaries Unsealed.
Thank you, Samantha.
So we really appreciate her. Mathurin, I'll give you a chance to shout out somebody.
After hours VA. Yeah.
Oh yeah, after hours, definitely.
Smith Robinson, Takesha Smith Robinson. She does a great job as far as supporting and sharing our content throughout Facebook, throughout LinkedIn. So we really appreciate that. And shout out to Quentin, the only notary I know in Garland, Texas.
Yeah. What up, Gannon?
We really appreciate all the support that we've been getting. Like, I know we are about 6 episodes in, but you guys are showing that you are appreciating what we are doing, and as always, we're going to make sure we try to bring value, and not just 3 guys up here just talking nonsense. We actually do research on some of the topics that we've discussed, and also we speaking based off our own experience. So we just providing value, and we appreciate you guys sharing, and that's it.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna try to come up with something special for you guys that continue to share our stuff. We've been talking about some ways to kind of reward our listeners. We really do appreciate it. We're developing something. It's in the works. Hopefully we can put it out there pretty soon. You'll probably see it on social media, and we'll mention it in one of these recordings when we decide on whatever it is that we're gonna do. Also, another person that I wanted to shout out was Lori. What's Lori's last name?
Lori Morgan.
Sign here and there.
Lori Morgan. Yeah.
Morgan. Yeah.
Lori Morgan.
Yeah, Lori Morgan. Yeah, Kim and Yanni also.
Oh yeah, definitely Kim. Kim's official.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely appreciate Kim. I also want to shout out Corey from Finish Strong Notary down there in Florida. She's doing some great things. Definitely check her out if you haven't. And there's just a lot of wonderful notaries out there. Is there anybody else? Oh, Gary Pierre.
Yeah, Gary Pierre.
Shout out to Gary.
Yeah, shout out to Gary, man. Hopefully we can get him on the show soon.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah,
cool. That would be.
You know what? Not only, shout out to Q, guys. This guy is doing an amazing work. Look,
oh my God!
Look, he's doing
I'm serious. He is
with this podcast, all the editing. It's all about knowing your strength. This tech stuff ain't for me, so they know it. So we all play our role. So shout out to Q. Show Q some love on social media, guys, because he's doing an amazing work.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, look, y'all don't realize it takes me and Q about like an hour and a half to get Mathurin up to speed and ready to go for each podcast. Me and Q, we be in here ready, like, all right, let's go. And Mathurin, he don't be hitting the record button. He be all muted.
You'd be like, guys, is my microphone on?
I'm serious. He's like, yeah, man. It's like, okay. He's sitting up here drinking his warm milk and got his blankie on and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That.
Hey, well, listen, I appreciate you guys, and shout out to the two of you, because without the both of you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So I appreciate all the work and everything that you bring to this podcast and everything that we're doing together. It's beautiful. So thank you. Well, that's enough of that.
Well, I got my question ready for y'all.
We're moving there. That's what I'm trying to get to now. So Griff sat here and wrote like for 2 minutes a paragraph of a question. So I'm sure he filled out like half a page of a question here. Griff, what do you have for Mathurin and I?
You? No,
all right, here's the question, and if it applies to you too, man. This is a relationship one. All right. So if your wife asks you, if your wife said, hey, look, babe, I got to go buy something from the store, and it's only going to cost about $30-$40, and all you got on you is $100. You give her the $100, she pays for it, Do you ask her for the change back, or do you let her keep it?
And what year are we talking? We talking 2022 with inflation?
I mean, come on now. It costs, and let's just say even if it costs it more than what she said, you said, well, baby, she said it's gonna cost 90, but it costs less. Do you ask her for the change back, or do you let her keep it?
If she said it was gonna cost 90 and it costs less, I'll probably just have her keep it. But if she said that it was gonna cost 30, all right, I might have to round this up. You know what? Keep an extra 20. Just let me get 50. I don't know. Where'd you come up with this question?
You gonna tell her to keep 20? You get 50.
Hey,
oh man.
Nah. So here's my answer to that, because I'm the one that's not married, so I can think clearly about this, right? What I would do is I would say, oh, it's only gonna cost 30. I got this 100. So can you also pick up some steak? Can you pick up some cookies?
So you gonna try to keep her from even? Yeah. So you gonna make sure you spend the whole 100?
No, I'm gonna make that trip valuable, because I mean you see the price of gas. I mean, gas is going down, but still, if you're gonna go to the grocery store, you might as well pick up. Don't go to the grocery store just for $30. Like, go spend some money if you're gonna go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, make the trip worth it. Get me something that I want. If you're gonna go, give me something that I want.
But she worried about. But she's like, nah, this is for her. This is her trip, man. She's like, and all you got on you is 100.
Well, now we got a problem because we're not working together. Hello, this is a family.
You working together. She's moving forward to go to the store, and you helping her by giving her 100.
Well, how about this? If she don't come back with what I asked her for, it's gonna be a problem. Like, she can keep the rest. Whatever's left over from what I asked for, perfectly fine.
Oh man. Nah, I don't even ask for the change back. Now, she'll give it to me, but I mean, she'll bring it, but I'm like, you gotta tell her you can keep it.
Yeah, for the most part, it's whatever with that. I'm the same way with my kids. It's just like, here, take it, do what you're gonna do with it.
I mean, see, me and Matthew, we got to go to sleep with them, so it's like, I want to wake up the next day.
And peace.
Yeah, I'm happy for y'all.
I still got some notary stuff and there's some other things to do in life, and that $70 ain't worth losing my life over. I was like, no, but I thought about that.
I've learned, once I put money in a female's hand, it's just gone. It's bye. Don't expect them back. That's where I'm at with it. Like, as soon as you,
you about to start getting some phone calls, Q.
You can call me. My number's out there. You can call me.
They gonna be like, yeah, Q, yeah. No, they gonna be trying to get. They be like, yeah, give me some money. Yeah, let me get a 50 spot from you.
What's that 50 spot gonna cost you? Anyway, there's a price for everything.
That's crazy, man.
Oh man, yeah, but no, man, I just
Once I question, Griff.
About to get everybody.
Yeah,
that was a good question.
Yeah, if y'all don't, for Spotify, y'all answer that question. Y'all ask, what would y'all do? Shoot. Well, what would the ladies do if her husband, if y'all man needed some money and he went and bought, and would y'all make him give y'all give y'all the change back? Yeah.
Oh, wait a second now. That's a different question now, because she gonna want that money back.
You guys definitely make sure you guys answer that on Spotify. Oh man.
I'm gonna say I got Jack.
Griff come back with a $200 knife.
They be like, wait a minute, you got Jack? Yeah, they took your change. They ain't take none of the stuff I bought, but they took you. Wait a minute. They ain't take nothing from you, but all they took was a change that you supposed to give me. Yeah, that's what they asked for when they saw me. They're like, give me your wife's change. Okay, here you go.
And they said it just like that. Give me your wife's change, because they knew that was your money. It smelled like you. The money smelled like you. They said, I know you got that woman's money.
I know you do.
That don't smell like no man wallet money.
Smell like Bed Bath and Beyond on that $100 bill. Give me that change.
That's crazy. But you know something? That's crazy though, because when I used to like when I be in school and I'd be like, yo, mom, let me get some money for lunch or something like that. I want to grab some off the lunch. Like as soon as it come out of her purse, it smelled like a perfume. You knew that was your mama dollar.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, it's bad when the coin smelled. It's bad when the coin smelled like perfume.
Yeah. Or that piece of gum, that stick of gum. You be like, mom, let me get a stick of gum. That little ripped in half piece of double mint gum they gave you.
Yes.
Just like perfume.
I remember them days. Oh man, I remember those days. Yep.
All right, guys, are we done here today?
Yeah, man, we had a good time.
I'm satisfied.
We're good. Man, we're good. You know, just make sure you guys are staying safe out there. And if you listen to the podcast, make sure you're sharing it on Facebook. You know, share it across all your social media. Tag us in it. You know, just to show some love.
Yeah, we're trying to come up with something for that, you know, to give you guys some incentive to share. We're coming up with something for you. So I'm telling you, we've been working on it. We've been talking about it, what's going to be doable for us. Notaries Unsealed, Notaries_Unsealed_ podcast on Instagram is alive. If you guys see our stuff, definitely share what we got going on. And if you're interested in not just sharing reels and whatnot, but you'd actually like some of our promo videos, just hit me up and I will send you a couple of those so that way you can get them out there, because we definitely do appreciate the support we got.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to be a part of the Notaries Unsealed street team, we'd greatly appreciate that.
Yep, we really do, man. Yeah, it's been great. I love this.
And if you see anybody that's sharing our stuff and putting if they crossing out Notaries Unsealed, and make sure you report them.
Oh man, this can't be duplicated,
There's
man.
only one Notaries Unsealed podcast, so that's it.
Man.
Boom.
That's it.
Boom.
That's it.
Oh, and I got to give one quick last shout out to a young lady that came and took the Notary Success System training. She flew in all the way from Texas.
Say it again. Where'd she come from?
Texas. She came right out of around Dallas, Texas. She said she's up there in the Dallas area. So she like, I want to take your training, Griff. And look, she paid for the training back in July, but couldn't get here. And then she hit me up and said, I'm on my way. And I was like, bet. And she came in.
And
boom.
she still wanted to come?
She still wanted to come. So that was July when she paid for it. And then here it is, September is when she was able to get out here and found a ticket, hotel, vehicle. And we spent 3.5 hours and just worked that bad boy out. And then I sent her the non-disclosure agreement. She signed that and sent her the extra documents. Boom.
All
And
the way in Texas, huh?
all the way in Texas.
There's a couple of us. Never mind. We ain't gonna go there.
When Sheila tell you, you're like,
Yeah,
you're
never mind.
You're loyal.
Yeah. I mean, I was very, very humbled by that. I was very humbled that she came that far to spend time with me on a Saturday afternoon. So I really appreciate that. And we had a great training session. She learned a lot, and she was already, for the most part, fairly good to go. She had took Notary Essentials, but she hadn't done anything in 2 years, at all. So I was like, let's make it happen. So
Yeah,
shout out to her.
That Notary Success System really got to be something if you got people catching flights and booking hotels just to come get trained.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's just like, it's no different than going to a conference, just a whole lot cheaper. Because let's just be real, a lot of the conferences don't do any training. They just sit you there in a seat and get talked to, but very few of them do any training at all. So coming here, being with me is like going to a conference, except you actually get trained.
Oh, yeah, it beats going to a happy hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, Griff, you got anything else to say, man?
Nah, I'm good.
Mathurin, you good?
We know the reason sealed.
All right, well, folks, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. Make sure that you tune in every Tuesday, 10 a.m. That's when we release. And on that note, love you life.
Here we go. Took the game over. We home now. We soldiers. Griff, Mathurin and Q, the podcast. You can't hold us. Y'all heard the word. Y'all heard the word. Griff, Mathurin and Q. Yeah, we on the verse. So diverse with no rehearse. That's how we work. Authentic when we give it. If we said it, then we meant it. Not to be confused with other people's views. They get it how they get it, and we get it how we do. Look, homie, this a whole different game. We got a whole different aim. We in a whole different lane. Yeah. We Notaries Unsealed. This my everyday life. We Notaries Unsealed. Every day I hustle out here living it right. We Notaries Unsealed. Put the stamp down and stepped in front of the mic. Took the game over. We home now. We soldiers. Griff, Mathurin and Q, the podcast. You can't hold us. We Notaries Unsealed. Every day I hustle out here living it right. We Notaries Unsealed.